Okay, I have no idea what I'm talking about. All right. But a friend of mine just sent a video of some white guy talking about how everything's hunky dory in South Africa. Um, we really don't know what to believe. But I heard a story about some people and they got chased out of where they lived and they moved to a desolate, barren land. I don't know what the story is, but they worked together as a people and they made a farms and city and stuff, and they made it like a cool place to be. And now somebody's thinking that somebody else is going to come and try to take it from them. I think when the Israelis left out of Gaza or Palestine, I don't know what, I don't want to cuss too much, but the Israelis, I think, had some businesses there and some farms and stuff. And when they left, the people that took it over just burned it down or something. You know, what? What would, I mean, if you're trying to, you see the movie Idiocracy. All right, so this guy comes from the past and he lands in the future. And the people are idiots. And uh, basically, they're putting, what is it, Gatorade to try and grow plants, and the plants won't grow. What's that tell you about Gatorade and humans? Well, anyway, guy says just put water on them. Now I've completely lost what I was thinking about. Um, Dang it. Uh, well, feel free to. um, I know it was something. Anyway, I hope y'all are having a good night, and I feel like it had something to do with illegal immigration and stuff, but I'm just not feeling that. Um, but we probably are living in idiocracy. To be honest with you, you know, look at all the crazy things that are going on. You know, but I think it's what has been going on throughout humanity, and it's just interesting. And I think it's really cool that we live in a time when we can research the history of different civilizations while we observe our current civilization and see just how wacky we are. But if you look at it, we're all the same all the time. All right. I've been watching this other guy, and he's got TikTok videos of all kinds of people that have studied all kinds of things. I mean, I just watch TV, you know. But these guys and YouTube, I watch YouTube. You watch YouTube, I watch YouTube, you YouTube, my tube, we tube, B tube. But this guy is talking about how well, first of all, there's some kind of third level beings and fifth level beings, and but on top of that, from another video channel I watched, was this guy says that there's some kind of new gas cloud that's coming. So I think it's kind of connected. Fifth dimension, that's what it is. And we're fifth dimension people living in a third dimension world. And also, it could be that thing that they've told us that uh, protects us from all of the bad rays from the sun. Well, turns out that's part of our prison. So there's really, when you look at and listening to all these people on the internet, it's like watching videos on YouTube. There's a never ending story of videos on YouTube. And there's a never ending story of the stories that people are certain has happened. I don't really think there's anybody that knows any damn thing, you know. Um, Now, I don't want to be religious or something, but Jesus tried to say, hey, now, y'all need to be cool with each other. You need to help each other out. Just be nice, okay? Because I don't think Genghis Khan was around when Jesus was there, but, there's a lot of evil people on the planet. And there are still a lot of evil people on the planet. There's a few people here that just, I mean, let's just grow our plants and be neighborly, help each other out, and don't when they don't want you to. You know? We gotta be cool with everybody. And everybody is going through the same damn thing that you are. It's not like you're something special and everything is worse for you than it is for anybody else. But this whole thing about this fifth dimension and the third dimension and a some kind of space cloud that's supposed to be invading our personal space, and they're studying it and nobody knows exactly what it is. It could be like one of the things that took out the dinosaurs. And people are you've heard you've seen the videos of the UFOs from the naval uh F-16s or whatever the fuck they're flying. The Tic Tac and the I don't know what else it was, but it looked like a spinning top. You've seen those videos. So, and there's a lot more that doesn't ever hit the news. But you really can't tell whether it's real or not because of AI. I might not even be real. Think about that. But they're doing there's stories about they've got cities and train transportation, and the latest thing I heard was that the underground cities are powered by the power supplies they got from the UFOs or something. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on. I tell you what. And I apologize that I'm doing this in a vertical format. Um, I know you want to see more of me. I didn't want to be talking this long. But that's just what happens sometimes late at night. But everything's all right. Everything's going to be fine. And it really doesn't matter what the hell happens. It's all going to just happen. You know? Oh, you got a 401k that's going to lose $1 trillion. Well, you're still alive. You know? You're still going to keep going. You're just going to keep going until you don't go no more. That's all there is to this human shell, you know. We got some other places to be. Now, getting back to that crazy video stuff, they say that we're in like a dome, and they talk about that shield thing from. Now, some people think that the sun is inside, that the sun is part of. Well, isn't that like part of being in a solar system? And isn't a solar system in a galaxy? Now, I'll tell you what, before I started watching YouTube, I watched The X Files. The X Files, oh my gosh. David Duchovny, and I can't remember the lady's name, but I kind of had a little bit of a crush on her. Um, Dana White was on the damn Wheel of Fortune. I can't remember her name. And I never thought Dana White was attractive at all. Thought she was weird looking. But the X Files got me thinking about, aliens. Of course, I've seen uh, something of the third kind, connection. What the fuck is it? Anyway, Steven Spielberg, and they go to the that devil's Devil's Mountain thing or Devil's Peak. Now, I saw something else where people are thinking that all of these plateaus that we have all over the planet, that they are leftovers from the trees, the life, like of in that movie with the blue people. I can't remember the name of it right now. There's people that has all kinds of different crazy ideas. You know, like I was watching Breaking Bad, and in one of the near, I don't know what episode it was, but it was while the Breaking Bad guy still had a position as a teacher at some college, I guess, and they were going through the all the chemicals and all the things that and all the weights and balances and measurements and everything of everything. And they come up with some part of us missing. And I can believe that. I guess. I mean, if you believe when the ice caps melt, we're all going to drown, I kind of think there must be some other kind of thing that's going to happen. It's going to be a polar seismic kind of a shift thing, with the Earth. The North Pole isn't steady. We're wallowing. I don't know. Can't say that word, but would we're like when a spinning top is kind of getting ready to slow down. We wallber, wallber. Doesn't matter. Um, Wobbling. I don't know why I couldn't just say that. Um, they said that the Big Bang happened where everything was expanding, and then maybe a black hole sucked us back in, just like in a damn mafia. Just when we thought we were out, they pulled me back in. And so they what if we're in a rubber band thing? Everything's on harmonics too, and digital. And I don't even know how we have this shell. You know, how did we get this shell? But right now we're stretching out. They said that the universe is expanding faster than they originally thought. So eventually that rubber band's going to snap back. That's what happens. I mean, you get enough of, let's just say, protons and neutrons and electrons. I don't understand none of that stuff, but the electrical properties, everything is energy, whatever the energy is. It might be electric or harmonic or magnetic. It's all together. But when something escapes all of that stuff, don't you think it's going to want to gravitate to something else? You know? And maybe that's what our soul is like when, we got all this stuff here, and once our soul, there's a difference between a soul and a spirit. You gotta look that up. But I mean, when everything is used up here on Earth, what happens to it? It evaporates, but it's trapped in this shell that we are living in. Let's just say it's a shell. And this was one thing that I forgot to mention that I thought of when I talked about the shell is that I wonder if this is a prison planet. And I mean, why was it and how is it that all Asian people, Asian looking people, live in Asia? And how is it that black African American, I don't know, black people live, they all live in Africa? And then you got Indian people, they're brown skinned, and there's Hawaiian people. Maybe they migrated and fucked some people. I think a lot of that kind of stuff is going on. But why is it that you could say predominantly or typically this person that looked like this lived in this area of the planet? We came up with boats and we started moving around and people started looking different. And that's cool. But why is it? It's like they kind of left us here. And it took us a long time. We had to figure out, okay, we got to come up with some rules here now. I know all y'all are badasses, okay? But we got to come up with some rules where we don't just kill everybody all the time. So, let's establish some rules. And it varied from people to people. But I think they just got dumped here. I think we all just got dumped here, maybe. If you think about it. And our souls or spirit or our spirit and our souls, I don't know what the difference is. I think we just got to keep, rinse, water, lather, rinse, repeat until we get our hair clean. It's they talk about it in some fucking movie or something I've seen someplace where well, I tell you what, there's a lot of different but everybody has a different idea. And that's a thing. everybody has a different idea. You know, the there was a movie about the reincarnation of so and so. It was from the 1970s, and I probably ought to look it up again. But it's like this guy somehow or another reminded or remembered his previous life some kind of way. There was a traumatic event, and I don't want to get into it. But there's also stories where some little girl that's living in some foreign country, and she has this feeling about she's got a family. She's got uncles and aunts and all kinds of people, and it turns out she lived like 40 miles away from where supposedly what happened is um, she passed away some kind of way. And she came back to life. And she remembered her past life.